Peter Kurz is with us live via telephone. And he's got a brand new book, Where Traditions Meet, the personal inside story of the Israel baseball quest for Olympic gold. And Peter was actually, I believe, we'll confirm this with him in a minute, but I believe he was supposed to be in Florida at the World Baseball Classic, but like many others, he is now in Israel without the ability to travel freely since the airport's closed. We're familiar with that situation. So he's speaking to us live from Israel. In fact, he just got out of his own safe room, Ma'amad shelter, just minutes ago. Peter, a pleasure to welcome you to JM in the AM.
Thank you, Nachum. A pleasure being with you and your listeners.
How many times today in the shelter?
I think it was the third time. They were nice enough to let us sleep until about 5:30 this morning, from about 11 o'clock last night. So, you're able to get 5-6 hours sleep in at night. That's nice.
Yeah, all the stuff that we take for granted. This is what our brothers and sisters in Israel are going through. When did you start getting involved in Israel baseball? And I'm really curious if you could answer this question. When it became obvious that baseball was a thing in Israel?
I became involved in 1998, I think. I made Aliyah. I made Aliyah many years ago, many years before that, going back and forth. I actually was born in America, born in New York, in Manhattan on the Upper West Side. Came with my parents actually the first time to Israel when I was 4 years old, by boat in 1961.
Wow.
But in 1967, we came 2 weeks after the Six-Day War. And that was just incredible. It was incredible euphoria. I was a 10-year-old kid. Incredible euphoria here in Israel. I had plenty of cousins and aunts and uncles here in Israel. My grandfather in Israel. We were here for 2 months, and it was incredible. And then 2 years later, in 1969, the amazing Mets, the Miracle Mets, won the World Series. So both those events, the coming to Israel in '67 and the Miracle Mets are where I am today, 50 years later. I got involved in Israel baseball in 1998 when my son was 10 years old. We were living in Israel for 10 years already. He was born in the States, but he came here when he was 3 months old. And I took him to the park to watch a baseball game. They told me about it in Miluim, and I went with him to the park, and he started playing baseball. And the rest is history, as they say.
And when do you think it became a thing in Israel? When did the Israel Baseball League exist? It existed for one summer, right? What summer was that?
The IBL was the summer of 2007. That was the summer of 2000. I became the president of I was the Secretary General of the IBA in 2005. I became the Secretary General. In 2010, I became the president. But in 2007 was the IBL. Probably a couple of years before that, started becoming more popular. There were getting to be about 400 or 500 kids playing baseball in Israel. The IBL gave it a little bit of a boost. It was a great summer. Unfortunately, that didn't last more than one summer, and we had a lot of problems because of that. But on the other hand, there were opportunities. A lot of people got us on the world baseball map. People like Bud Selig found out about Israel baseball. People like Marv Goldklein, people like Jeff Rosen started supporting us, started coming out and helping us. In 2011, we got our invitation to the first WBC.
Hard to believe that the league that we just spoke about is almost 20 years since that summer. Unbelievable. And 2011 was the first. Was that the actual first baseball classic? That was the first World Baseball Classic?
No. That was the third one already.
Third one.
That was the first time there was a qualifying. That was the first time there was a qualifying round. So they had us come for the qualifying round. I was the Secretary General. Chaim Katz was the president. We had no idea how to draw players, how to get players, how to get a manager. But somebody, Jerry Weinstein, who was a coach from Maccabiah, he was the USA coach from Maccabiah the previous year, told us, listen, there's 3 recently retired major leaguers, Brad Ausmus, Gabe Kapler, and Sean Green. Why don't you meet with them and see if one of them will be the manager? And in 2011, I had a PowerPoint presentation. I met with them in California. I met with the three of them in a room in a university in California where one of our players was playing. And I explained to them what the WBC was, as much as I knew about the WBC and the qualifier. And they looked at me like I was, from Mars. And they said they'll help and they'll let me know who will be the manager and who will be playing and coaching. And Brad Ausmus called me a month later, and he said, listen, I'll be the manager, and Gabe and Sean will be player coaches. And from that, we started, and that's how we went to 2012.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Peter Kurz is with us. Kurz. Get the book. It's called Where Traditions Meet. If you love Israel, baseball, or both, you'll enjoy this book. What do you think it is, Peter? I mean, can you put it into words? Did you spend chapters on this? Three guys who obviously only have limited background, only have limited experience with Israel, if any, that they make this commitment and they're turned on by what you tell them about Israel being involved in this baseball effort back in 2011. How do you describe it that they hook onto this, after one meeting with you?
Listen, I tell you, it wasn't that difficult for me to do because, I mean, first of all, for example, Gabe Kapler has on his leg a tattoo that says "Never Again." So, Yeah, and Sean Green also at one stage became a little bit more religious. He got back to his religion a little bit when he was a young adult, and he was going to synagogues and stuff. He was actually debating whether to play on Yom Kippur.
Right,
that was one of the signals. Not like Sandy Koufax, but he was debating whether to play on Yom Kippur or not. So they had something in them. They had the one who actually didn't have much at all was Brad Ausmus. Brad Ausmus' grandfather was the Jewish side of his family. His mother and his grandfather was the Jewish side of the family. And he really had nothing at all to do with that. But he said when he was playing and people would find out that he's Jewish, all the kids would come up to him and have him, sign things and everything. And that's how he became a little bit more connected to it. But Brad came to Israel that before the tournament. He met with Shimon Peres. We took him around. We made the grand tour of Israel. He went obviously to the Western Wall and to all the religious sites, and he came out to the baseball field where hundreds of kids were there to greet him and everything. And since then until today, he's once again our manager for the WBC team, as you saw. He was the player. He was the assistant manager 3 years ago with Ian Kinsler, and now he's back being the manager once again, and he loves it. He loves Israel. He loves baseball. He's looking forward to coming back and visiting us here again. And all these guys really want to do it. I mean, guys like Kevin Youkilis are with the team now, and he'd love to come to Israel, and they're just waiting for the opportunity. Obviously, with COVID and with the war and everything, there haven't been that many opportunities. Hopefully, after this war is over, we'll have more of a chance.
Now, you were supposed to be in Miami today, correct?
Yes, I was on Saturday. I was 10 minutes away. I was all packed. My wife and I were all packed. The taxi was coming. It was 10 minutes away from coming to take us to the airport, and the first siren went off. And then I said, oh, my God. I'm stuck here in Israel now.
When did the other personnel leave? Did people leave before Shabbos?
First of all, there are no other personnel from Israel.
There's nobody. You're the only one. Right. Just you and Jordy are the only ones who travel?
There were a few other side people that were there. Some of them went earlier. Some of them did not. One of our both catchers is actually also in Israel with me right now. Jordy got there a little bit earlier. No, Jordy goes back and forth all the time. Right. But otherwise, everybody else is from the States. Everybody else is domestically.
Domestic.
Even our Israeli kid. But even our Israeli kid, we've even got Asaf Lowengaard, who was born in Israel. He's a Sabra and everything. He's going to college in the States.
Right, yeah. I wasn't suggesting that the team plane was grounded in Tel Aviv. I was just curious if there are others aside from you who couldn't make the trip. Now, the team's been involved already in exhibition games, and the first real game is taking place Sunday, right?
No, the first real game is Saturday night. Saturday night time, Sunday our time. Right. No, but yesterday they had a great game. Yesterday was a fantastic game against the Marlins, and they defeated the Marlins 1-0.
Wow.
Excellent pitching, and we don't even have our best pitchers going out there yet. We've got there's Jim Kramer, and there's Harrison Cohen from the Yankees. So those are some of our better pitchers. So we had some of our guys yesterday, and they did really, really well. very happy for them.
Yeah, we this hit us personally a bit because one of the gentlemen that Jordy set aside tickets for Sunday's game is in Jerusalem at the moment. So he'll be joining you. He'll be joining you following the game from 6,000 miles away, it seems. Does this get televised anywhere? Is it on a website? Can people watch these games on as the World Baseball Classic emerges?
The 4 games of the World Baseball Classic hopefully will be on Channel 5 Sports News here in Israel.
Right.
I'm still hoping for that because I haven't. Again, I wasn't really very concerned about it a couple of days ago because I thought I would be there. But now I'm a lot more concerned about where I can watch it because there's no Fox Sports in Israel,
right,
per se. And I think Sports 5 has the television rights. But again, most of the games, 3 of the games are at 2:00 in the morning here. But I'll be up. I'll be watching them.
And in the U.S., people here can watch Team Israel. Is it available?
Oh, yes. It's on Fox Sports.
Literally,
on Fox Sports.
On the regular Fox Sports channel. Wow, imagine that. Peter Kurz is with us live via telephone. So what made you write the book? I know that we took great pride in the progress that Israel made at the Olympic Games. Did you feel that it was simply, worthy to get the entire story out after their miraculous adventure there?
Yeah, I've been involved with Israel baseball for 25 years. Been to 3 different WBCs. We were in the Olympics. We were in many, many European championships. I'd like to go to the Olympics again in 28 in Los Angeles. But I sort of felt when we qualified for the Olympics, I was the president at the time, and I stepped down because I told Jordy, listen, I've got to be with the Olympic team and take care of the Olympic team and focus on the Olympic team, so you need to be president now. And he gladly accepted that position, and I was the general manager of the Olympic team. And unfortunately, when I thought I had 10 months to get the Olympic team ready, I actually had a year and 10 months because of Corona. So that took up a big chunk of my time. And then we went to the Olympics, and we reached 5th place in the Olympic Games. And then I came back here, and Jordy was president, and I didn't have much to do. And I just sat around and started writing the book. And I started writing the whole story. I made it into a 9-inning book. So every chapter is an inning. Right. And every inning talks about a different adventure that we had. And hopefully I can go into extra innings maybe in the future because in the WBC, and maybe we'll get the Olympics in 28. So it's an ongoing book. It's not a finished book, but it's an ongoing book. But everybody can get it right now at Amazon.
Will Israel,
as it is now, so far.
Will Israel be in the 28 Olympics?
We need to qualify, so that's a very difficult process right now. It's much more difficult than it was 4 years ago for the 2020 Olympics. There we sort of surprised the world, and now the rest of the world knows our tricks. So we're trying to get other tricks, and we're working on other tricks. I'm not really involved with Israel baseball anymore because, as you know, also Jordy is no longer president, and there's a new president and a new administration in Israel baseball, and they've sort of pushed us out of the way a little bit. But if we have a chance, I'd definitely like to help with the Olympic Games. I think we have a chance to get there. Listen, a lot of the guys who are now playing for Team Israel are Jewish Americans, and they'll need to be, and they're all eligible for Israeli citizenship, and they'll have to get Israeli citizenship in order to play for us in the Olympic Games because you need to have Israeli citizenship, unlike the WBC. But the way I know Jordy right now, he's talking to all those guys right now, as I would have been talking to them if I was there, and talking about coming and making Aliyah and getting Israeli citizenship and helping us be in the Olympic team and being in the Olympics. We can do it.
The Yankees actually have a player going to Team Israel next week.
Harrison Cohen.
Yeah. How good is
Harrison
he?
Cohen. The Yankees have 4 pitchers that are eligible to come to us. They have obviously Max Fried, who we spoke to. And Max Fried said at this time in spring training, he's really not able to help anybody. And therefore, he's not going to be playing for any WBC team, not for the U.S. and not for Israel.
Right.
He actually was in the Maccabi games in Israel as a 15-year-old kid.
Wow.
He was in Israel playing in the Maccabi games, one of the Maccabi games that I was the head coach of. And we also there's a couple of other Jewish pitchers in the organization. Harrison Cohen is probably the best chance of getting anywhere. He's in AAA. And he's going to be playing for Team Israel in the WBC, so you'll see him in the next few days in play.
Unbelievable. Peter Kurz is with us live via telephone. If you go to Amazon and search his name, Peter Kurz, again, that's Peter Kurz. The book is called hang on a second, there we go. Where Traditions Meet, the personal inside story of the Israel baseball quest for Olympic gold.
Just remember just remember the tradition of Judaism, the 2,000-year-old history and tradition of Judaism, and the 200-year history of baseball and tradition of baseball coming together in my book.
And why is it such a good match? Why is it such a good combination, these two traditions?
Jews love to argue, and they love to philosophize, and they love to make a big deal about a lot of small things. I think baseball players also, and baseball fans also. So there's a lot of things in common between Judaism and baseball, and I think baseball is the Jewish sport. There's no doubt about it.
How come I didn't see any pictures yet of the Megillah reading? I assume the team was together for Megillah reading on Monday night, no?
Yes, they were. They were together Monday night, and ask Jordy for pictures. Jordy got all the pictures.
Yeah, I want those photos already. Come on.
He's got play. He's getting a lot of them, so get it from him. It's okay. Get it from him.
When do qualifiers begin for the Olympic Games in 2028? When do the qualifying games begin?
They actually start now because there are 6 teams. There are going to be 6 teams in the Olympic, 6 baseball teams. One is obviously the USA because they're the home team, but 2 teams are coming from the WBC now. The top 2 teams in the WBC who are not the USA are going there. In 2027, there's the World Tournament, the World Baseball Tournament, and there's going to be 3 more teams coming from there. 2 more teams, and then the final event is the 2 winners from the European Championship, the 2 winners from the Asian Championship, and the 2 winners from the Oceanic Championship and African Championship are going to play together in a tournament probably sometime in 2027 for the final participant, and that's the possibility that we have to get up there.
Because
one of the first 2 teams in the WBC.
Because how many teams go to the Olympics?
6.
That's it?
6 teams. That's it, and one is the U.S.
How long are the odds for next week? You just said that maybe Israel will end up in one of the top 2 spots in the World Baseball Classic. Should I bet the house on that, Peter, or not?
If you have a small kibbutz house, I would bet it, but I doubt very much they would get anywhere with that. We're going to have to work on this.
In past tournaments, we rightfully go crazy when they win one game, right? They're playing against the best in the world, and we certainly 1 or 2 games. That's a big accomplishment. How is their pool this time around? Are they playing teams next week that are beatable or not?
Unfortunately, I was just looking at a survey that was done about pools of different pools, and it turns out that the pool, there in each pool there's 5 teams,
right?
And they do a round robin among the 5 teams, and the 2 top teams then go up. And if there's one division where there's a wide gap between the top 2 teams and the next 3 teams, it's Pool D, which is Israel's pool, where the top 2 teams are the Dominican Republic, which is supposedly one of the top 3 teams in the WBC this time, and Venezuela, which is maybe in the top 6 teams this time. And the bottom 3 teams are Israel, Nicaragua, and the Netherlands. So right now we're looking to win 1 game so we don't have to qualify for the WBC in 3 years, and maybe 2 games. But I really, really, really would be extremely surprised and happy if we were able to be one of the top 2 teams.
Who's the Saturday?
Either Venezuela or Dominican Republic.
Who's the Saturday night opponent?
Saturday night we have the Dominican Republic. Sunday night is Nicaragua. Sunday night is the game that we can win.
No, I'm talking Saturday night is Dominican, right? And then Sunday is the Nicaragua game, right? Yeah, anybody in the Miami area, if you want to go to the World Baseball Classic and actually see Team Israel with a really legitimate shot to win, go to Sunday's game. We have a lot of listeners down there. We have a lot of people, obviously, who follow Team Israel down there. Sunday's the day to go and to enjoy a good baseball game, and Israel does have a shot to win it, and there is at least 1 ticket available that I know of because of somebody who's stuck in Jerusalem. The book is called Where Traditions Meet, the personal inside story of the Israel baseball quest for Olympic gold. Peter Kurz, Kurz. Go to Amazon, get the book. There's also a website, wheretraditionsmeet.com, wheretraditionsmeet.com. And speaking of meeting, Peter, boy, do I look forward to meeting you. I have a feeling we'll have a lot in common
Thank you, Nachum. I appreciate that.
I remember the days. At one time, my family and I were very, very close to Ron Bloomberg, and it was around the time that he was managing in Israel. So he told us a million stories about that summer, and it was just like, I don't know, for some reason, Jews and baseball have always been an amazing combination. I have no doubt that you captured that really well in this book.
Yes, no, for sure. And there's no doubt that that tournament, that summer, 20 years ago, there are still at least 20 people who were in that league 20 years ago who are still involved with Israel baseball today, including him, including Ron Blomberg, including Art Shamsky, right, including other people who were with us then and playing and are still involved with Israel baseball today. It was an incredible journey. Who's
the Red Sox you mentioned earlier who's been very outspoken since October 7th? Was it Kevin Youkilis?
Kevin Youkilis, yes. Kevin Youkilis has been incredible.
Some athletes like him, and I hate complimenting a Red Sox, obviously, but he was
also a Yankee.
Yeah, for 10 minutes he was a Yankee. But there are athletes with Jewish backgrounds who really stepped it up after the war started. I'm talking about the war. I'm talking about the attack of October the 7th, 2023. And that must have given you a tremendous amount of pride, because half of the reason, I'm sure you conjecture, that they felt the need and felt the desire to get out there and make public statements and have some influence was because of their association with Israel through baseball, right? That's definitely part of it.
For sure. There's no doubt. Listen, people like Harrison Bader, for example, came out and also spoke out and everything. And he's playing for us now. He's going to be playing for us now. Unfortunately, guys like Alex Bregman also came out. They were also part of our campaign and everything after the war, and they spoke out for Israel. He even went to one of the Nova exhibitions that was in Toronto at the time. And we really, really were hoping that he would play for us. But again, and he was one of the candidates to play for us in 2017. But then he got called up by the USA team, and he played for the USA team. And also now he got a call from the USA team. He decided to go to the USA team, even though he could have played for us. And we were in touch with him, and we were talking to him, and I've spoken to his mother many times, and she's the converted Jew in the family. But this family, he decided to play for Team USA, so that was unfortunate. But a lot of the guys come to the team, and they become much more connected to their Jewish background. Right. I mean, Jordy said it also yesterday with the Purim reading, the Megillah reading. It was just an emotional thing. Guys don't really have a chance to do that. Maybe when they were small kids, maybe when they were 10 years old, but now when they're 25 years old adults, and they're coming back to this, and they're coming to their roots, and they're seeing baseball alive, Jewish baseball alive, and Jewish baseball players together as a team, they become much more proud of what's going on.
Well, Peter, you gave me yet another good reason for this Yankee fan to hate Bregman, so I thank you for that.
No problem.
As if I didn't have enough reasons to really be bothered by him. Listen,
he's a Cub now. He's a Cub now, so as a Mets fan, I can also hate him.
Oh, that's right. All right. I really look forward to reading this, and I hope our listeners pick it up. And I'm sure you did an amazing job with this. And what a delight speaking to you. It's Where Traditions Meet. Go to Amazon, buy the book, Peter Kurz, K-U-R-Z. This is a website, wheretraditionsmeet.com. Stay safe, my friend. We thought we'd see you in the USA, but I guess we'll have to meet at some other point in the future. Be well.
Thank you, everybody, and let's go Israel. Go Team Israel. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you. Let's go Israel is right. Game starts Saturday night. Sunday is the game that they possibly, very, very, very possibly could win. If you're down in the Miami area on Sunday, go enjoy Israel versus Nicaragua in the World Baseball Classic. And Peter will be watching from 6,000 miles away, as he described, because he is one of the millions of our brothers and sisters who are in a difficult situation right now. We have to think about constantly what they're going through in Israel. More coming up. It's a Shushan Purim morning at JM in the AM.